The last class we have discussed about the problems related to the unit geometrical optics, and I have given the solutions also. So we have done nearly 6 to 8 problems, and there are few assignments question in your textbook. Please go through the assignment questions and also try to solve the problems which are given at the back side of the chapter. Now in this class, let us start the new unit, that is unit 3, aberrations. So in your previous classes you might have learned about lens formula. So in your plus 2 you might have learned about the lens formula. So what is the formula? So it is 1 by f is equals to 1 by u plus 1 by v. So here f represents the focal length of the lens, u is the image distance, and v is the u is the object distance and v is the image distance. So from this formula we can easily find what is the exact focal length of the lens given object distance and the image distance. So if you know focal length and the image distance, then you can find what is the object distance exactly. So even if you know the focal length or only the object distance, then you can find the exact image distance. So this was a very easiest way to find the exact focal length, image distance or the object distance when an object is kept on the principal axis. So now when this formula is only applicable when the lens is thin lens, or now if you extend the aperture, or if the aperture of the lens is so large, then you don't get the exact values of f, u and v. So this lens formula is for the lens whose aperture is very small and the rays which are coming from the object makes a very small angle with the principal axis. So those rays were called as paraxial rays. Now if the aperture of the lens is large, or the rays which are falling on the lens makes a large angle with the axis, then this formula will not work. So now what to do? So if the aperture is very large, then we don't get the exact value of f, exact value of u and exact value of v. So there will be the deviation from the actual size, shape and position of the image when it is calculated. So this defect is known as aberration or deviation. So now what is aberration? So it is the deviations from the actual size, shape and position of an image as calculated from the simple equations. So these are known as aberrations of the lens. So what is it is telling? The deviations from the actual size. So there is a deviation from the actual size, shape and position of an image. So that gives the aberration for the lens. And these aberrations occurs only because the laws of refraction. So there will be the variation in the refraction rays. So these aberrations are not from the defective construction of the lens, but these are due to the laws of refraction at spherical surfaces. Now there are different types of aberrations that are possible. So basically we have two aberrations, chromatic aberration and monochromatic aberration. So aberrations are basically two types. Monochromatic aberrations and chromatic aberrations. So what is monochromatic? So name itself says mono means single, chromo means color. If light has single color or light has the single wavelength, then it is known as a monochromatic light. Or if the light carries rays of different wavelength, then they are known as chromatic light. So for monochromatic aberrations, so when the aberrations are caused when a monochromatic light is used are known as monochromatic aberrations. So this is the monochromatic aberration. The aberration is caused when monochromatic light is used is called monochromatic aberration. So if you have a lens, then if you send a monochromatic ray of light to find what is the image, then there occurs the monochromatic aberrations because you are using the single wavelength light. So if you use the single wavelength light, then you encounter the monochromatic aberration when the aperture of the lens is large. So if you have the aperture of lens is small, then you don't find the aberrations. So next is chromatic aberration. So this is caused when you used a light with different colors. So if you take a white light will have so many different colors in that. So that mixture of light will produce the white light. So chromatic aberration can be defined as the aberration produced by the variation of light or variation of refractive index with color of light. So that is called as chromatic aberration. So what he is telling, so if you have the color or the different wavelength of light, then you encounter the chromatic aberration. So in monochromatic aberration you have different types. So there are basically 5 chromatic aberrations. So let me write. So in this you have the first one is spherical aberration, and the second one is coma. Third one in monochromatic aberration is astigmatism. And the fourth one in a monochromatic aberration is curvature. And the fifth is distortion. So basically you have 5 different types in a monochromatic aberration. So you understood what is aberration and what are the two main types of the aberration. So in that we learned there are basically two main types of aberrations. So they are monochromatic aberration and chromatic aberration. So we got to know what is monochromatic aberration and chromatic aberration. So in monochromatic aberration we have 5 different types. So the first type here is spherical aberration, and the second type is coma, third is astigmatism, fourth is curvature, and fifth is distortion. So let us try to understand what are these: spherical aberration, coma, astigmatism, curvature, and distortion. So in this, the first is spherical aberration. So spherical aberration means the defect in lens due to variation of focal length for different portion of wide aperture lens is called the spherical aberration. So you have the lens, let's suppose you have lens like this. So the different points or different portion of the lens will have different focal length. So there will be no uniformity in the focal length of the lens that you have got. So in that case you encounter the spherical aberration. So this is due to the variation of focal length. So if you take a single lens, then the focal length of all the points which are there in the lens should be same. Now in the spherical aberration, the focal length for different points or different portions is different. So that gives the spherical aberration. So the defect in a lens due to variation of focal length for different portions of wide aperture lens. So that is called as spherical aberration. In my previous lectures I have explained about what is aperture and what is the curvature, what is principal axis, and what is focal length, what is principal focus. So if you don't know any of this, then please go back to the previous lectures that I have made, then you will clearly understand this unit. So the next is coma. The second type in a monochromatic aberration is coma. So the spherical aberration is the first and the second is coma. So coma is the effect of rays from an object point not situated on the axis of lens results in an aberration. So there are the rays which are coming from the object point which are not situated on the axis of lens. So this results in coma. So this is the second part in the monochromatic aberration. So the third is astigmatism. So this monochromatic aberration or the astigmatism monochromatic aberration is quite similar to the coma. So this here aberration in an image formed by a lens of object points off the axis. So here you are getting the object points of the axis. So this gives the astigmatism monochromatic aberration. So the fourth is curvature. So in curvature, the image of an object from a single lens will not be a flat one, but it will be a curved surface. So that gives the curvature. So if you have the image, then this image will not be completely focused, or this image will not be completely clear. So the central portion of the image, so this portion of image will be near to the axis, and this region or this portion will be focused, and the other regions of the image which are away from the axis will be blurred. So this gives the curvature monochromatic aberration. So this is curvature. So the fifth is distortion. Distortion is nothing but the lens will not form the point image for the point object. So this is due to the presence of all the above aberrations that I have discussed. So due to the presence of spherical aberration, coma aberration and astigmatism aberration, there will be the distortion, or the lens fails to form the point image of a point object. So that gives the distortion aberration. So this is the distortion. So we have learned the 5 different monochromatic aberrations that are possible. So the first here is spherical aberration. So we got to know the variation of the focal length of the lens in a different parts or in different portion will be different, and that gives the spherical aberration. So in second aberration, coma aberration, so there will be the rays from object point which are not situated on the axis. So that gives the coma aberration. In astigmatism, so this is again similar to the coma. So here you get a rays which are or a point of the axis. So that gives the astigmatism. And in curvature, so the image will not be completely focused. The portion of the image which is nearer to the lens axis will be focused, and the portion of the image which is not nearer will get blurred. That is due to the extended object to a single lens is not a flat one, but it will be a curved surface. So this is the curvature aberration. Now the next or the last one is the distortion. So in distortion, the lens will not form the point image of a point object. So that is because of the spherical aberration and the coma aberration and the astigmatism monochromatic aberration that are there in the lens. So due to all these aberrations, the lens will not form the point image of a point object. That is known as a distortion. So these are the 5 types in a monochromatic aberration. Now let us try to understand briefly what is spherical aberration, what is chromatic aberration. So the first one in this is spherical aberration. So to know what is spherical aberration, we need to have the convex lens. So in convex lens, if a rays are coming from the infinity, then these rays will all fall at a single point, and at that point the image will be formed. So this is the property of the convex lens. So convex lens is also known as the converging lens. So this lens converges all the rays that are coming from the infinity at the focal point. So this is the focal point. So the rays which are coming from infinity converge at the focal point. So this is the property of the convex lens. So now if a rays comes from the focal point, then these rays will meet at infinity. So that is again the another property of the convex lens. Now in the spherical aberration, so if you have the convex lens of a wide aperture, so let me draw. So you have the convex lens of wide aperture. So in this case, again you have a principal axis that passes from the center of the lens. So now if a light rays comes from infinity, they should meet at the focal point, but in a wide aperture convex lens they will not meet at the focal point, but they meet in different points. So let us see. Let this lens be AB and the principal axis be M and prime, and this is the center of the lens. Now if you pass a light ray from the center of the lens, then this ray travels without deviation. Now if you have the rays or two parallel rays which are coming from the infinity, then if these two rays gets converged, then these two rays will meet at a point, and this point, let us call this as FM. So what is happening here? There is a wide aperture convex lens. So on this lens we are incidenting two parallel rays. So these two parallel rays will get refracted from the lens and falls at a point FM on the principal axis. So these two rays which are there, these are known as marginal rays. So the ray PQ. So let me not draw. So the rays P and Q are known as marginal rays. So now there are again two more rays which are known as paraxial rays. Let these rays be S and T. The rays S and T are known as paraxial rays. So now these two rays which are coming from again infinity will fall on the wide aperture convex lens, and they gets refracted and falls at a point different from the FM. So this rays will fall at a point FP. So now if you observe, all these four rays are the converging rays, but they all meet at different points. So the marginal rays meet at point FM. The paraxial rays S and T meet at FP, and there is a difference between FM and FP. FP is not coinciding with the FM. This is happening because we are using the wide aperture convex lens. So if the lens is thin lens, then FP will be equals to FM. So now if you observe, there is a gap between FM and FP. So if you extend this ray or T ray, and if you extend P ray, so here in this case we are extending the Q ray, so it is not T ray, it is Q ray. So if I extend the Q ray, so this will be the extended ray, and if I extend the P ray, then this is the ray. So now if you see, this ray is intersecting the S ray and this ray is intersecting the T ray. So now here you will get the best focused image. So let this image be as A prime, B prime. So now there are two different focal points, FM and FP. This FM is near to the lens and FP is far from the lens. So due to the variation in the convergence of the light rays, the image formed will not be sharp. So there will be no sharp image formed at any point on the axis. So on the axis you will not find any sharp image due to the convergence of these rays P, S, T, Q. So since these rays meets at a different points, there will be no sharp image that is formed at an axis. So to know where will be the sharp image, or at least highly focused image will be formed, what we have done is we have extended this ray and we have extended this ray. So when we extend, this ray meets the S ray and this ray meets the T ray. So at this intersection we can find the best focused image. So that we have named as A prime, B prime. So the circle of least confusion formed by the intersection of paraxial and the marginal rays forms the AB or the image. So this defect in a lens due to focal length for different portion of wide aperture is called spherical aberration. At different points of a lens we have the different focal length. So due to this, the sharp image will not be formed, and this defect in a lens or in a wide aperture convex lens is known as spherical aberration. So what is spherical aberration means? Spherical aberration means the defect in a lens due to variation of focal length for different portion of wide aperture lens is known as spherical aberration. So we have learnt what is spherical aberration.